So when I volunteer, it's like not only am I giving something to the village, but I feel like I'm also getting something in return. I know one day I'm going to need the volunteer services of the village more than I need them now, but every time I answer the call for volunteer work, I feel like I'm being given a gift by the village.
I really think that the village came into existence for me just right at the time that I really needed something like the village. It was extremely helpful when my husband was alive and he had a debilitating disease. Well, it's brought me a sense of peace to know that there's help that's accessible, easily accessible.
Oh, I think the village bends over backwards to help people in any way they can. But I do know that I've met people in the village that I'm sure I could ask for help without feeling terrible.
The people I meet, I feel like they make a difference. It's a wonderful community. There are all kinds of things you can do for other people and they can do for you.
I suppose because I can live in my home for the rest of my life, because I have everything that I need there, my studio and stuff. I can't imagine going anywhere else. That's what's nice about being in the village, to age in place.
I bait people into asking me about the village because I intentionally make a statement, especially around people I know who don't know anything about the village, and I'll bait them and say, oh, well, you know, I do that with the village. And then they ask, what's the village? And so that gives me an opportunity to actually brag. I really brag about the village and all of the wonderful things that it offers.
So I joined, and I'm glad I did, because now not only do I get a chance to volunteer, but I've learned about all the great services that the village offers. And I enjoy doing a lot of work with the village, but I also enjoy going to poetry club and participating in their talent show afternoons. And there's a philosophy club, there's ice cream socials, a current events club, there's a dance club.
I go to a book group, a performance group. I belong to the knitting group. We knit things to give away.
I've loved going to the old movies because there are a lot of those old movies I never saw.
I had water damage on 3 floors, and the village came through with so much help.
Changing light bulbs, and I had one volunteer to come in and repair a ceiling that a plumber had taken apart because he was working on the pipes.
My tech buddy, mostly he helps me with computer things. My iPad, my iPhone. I
describe the village as a holistic garden of nutrients, and that it continuously develops new sprouts, so that even when you think that there's nothing there for you, just wait a while and something will come.
Some of the most important things that we do in the village are stay in contact with people who just don't feel like they want to get out. There are friendly visits, friendly phone calls, painless for the person dishing it out, but worth a world of good for somebody on the receiving end of it.
I've made a lot of new friends, new connections. I like all the people I meet in Silver Spring Village.
I found them very, very, very interesting people, especially the volunteers. I like the people I meet in groups too, but the volunteers have been very sharp. It's fun. What advice I would give is come and join us, right?
My life did change because my husband passed, but it didn't change because the village didn't change. One thing that I would hope for the village is that at some point the village gets enough sponsors and financial support so that they're able to include many more people, I think, who could benefit from the services that they provide, but maybe not able to pay for the services.
If someone's interested in getting involved with the village in any way, shape, or form, either as a volunteer, as a member, or as a donor, I would say give us a try. You won't be disappointed. In fact, it might be a good idea to come to one of our events or talk to someone who is already in the village, and you'll see.
I think it's a wonderful thing to do. I think those of us who have been fortunate enough to maintain ourselves, it's time for everybody to give something back, and this is one way where you can have something for yourself in the interest groups and give something to someone else, which is very important. No man is an island.